Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. I already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. Listen, we live tonight with the people. We trying to touch bases with all of the good football minds out there, all of the people that know what's going on with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, everything going on with Shedeur, Shilo. We're going to be breaking things down all Colorado. There's so many different things to touch on, you know, and also we have to take a trip to the NFL because it is some serious stuff going on out there in Big D. Pause. You understand? Is serious right now, and they're going to need some answers. And I'm not the only person tonight who has, you know, proclaimed these statements on Shedeur, on Deion, on Shilo, who knows else, you know, but they need some kind of revampment going on in Dallas, in my opinion. But tonight I couldn't have a better person on the show tonight to break down all things Dallas. You know, we're going to get all into it tonight, y'all. You know, you don't want to miss this show. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, most definitely hit the subscribe button. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Listen, I got the legendary Hoop Jargon in the building with me right now. This man, Hoop Jargon, is doing big things. He is on season 4 of the Straight No Chaser podcast for the Cowboys. I'm telling you, it's an exclusive. You don't want to miss it. He got some of the best in the business on the panel discussing real Cowboys football. Make sure you subscribe to Hoop Jargon Media Network. And I'm telling you, I got my man Hoop in the building with me. What's the deal, Hoop Jargon? It's Flight Sports. We live.
Flight, what's the deal, bro?
Should I can't call it, man. What's going before we get started, man? Let everybody know how you feeling. Let everybody know what you got going on. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, always, man. All social media platforms from TikTok on down, man. Hoop Jargon, same logo, not hard to discern. As Flight was just speaking about, every Sunday we do the Straight No Chasers Cowboys podcast where we talk about the game previous. We talk about the game they're leading into with my guy JC Kami and my guy Darren Brown, man. So we break it down every time, man. We don't teach y'all no content, man. So yeah, that's where I be.
Yep, most definitely, man. So before we get into the whole situation going on with the Cowboys, I know if anybody been living under a rock, Colorado, they rallied in overtime in a big-time win over Baylor. You know, it was a lot of crazy plays in that game. Let everybody know your thoughts on that game in particular and Colorado as a whole, because there's been a lot of noise surrounding them.
I think that was a statement game for Colorado. And if we rewind back a year ago, I wouldn't think this would be much of a statement game because we know Colorado last year started out real hot. I mean, they're 3-1 right now, but as we know, they went through a lot of perils after Travis Hunter, who in my opinion will be a top 5 pick, if not a top 3 pick in the draft coming up, got hurt. And just, you know, by virtue of just, you know, the football gods just kind of frowned upon Colorado where they went through like a 6-game gauntlet without Travis. And, they were catching those L's. So fast forward to this year, you come out with a not so impressive win against North Dakota State. And then you backdoor with a very impressive win against doggone it, man. The team Colorado State, which last year gave them a game when Colorado State was talking all that junk. Then of course you had the L 2 weeks ago. I forget the doggone team. Nebraska with baby Pat Mahomes, great value Pat Mahomes. And now this game was one where you had to see, okay, the Big 12 play has started. Like, are they actual D1 team? Because we see they still have the same issues. Offensive line, a little shaky. Defensive line, a little shaky. And we'll talk about Shilo in a second, not being a part of the last few games. But Baylor being a quality team in the Big 12, will they be at the top? Probably not. They're going to be probably somewhere in the middle, but you have to beat on-level teams. And I thought that comeback victory with a very abysmal first half showed the resilience of Colorado and just showed the big play ability of one Shedeur and Travis Hunter, also Jimmy Horn Jr. and the rest of the gang, man. So it was a very good omen going forward that this team can actually play on the level, and it's not just flash; it's actually product.
Good call there, Hoop. Let me know your thoughts on the differences you see in this team this year opposed to last season where, it was a little bit of a debacle. They started off hot. What do you see different? Do you see a lot of similarities? What's your thoughts on that aspect?
Well, O-line is still a concern overall, but they are starting to tighten that up. Your boy Jordan Seaton is just playing great at the left tackle. Now he's had a few penalties the last game that were kind of costly, but I mean he's a freshman. You gotta expect that. But they have legit better talent up front. Another thing I'm seeing is just the maturation of Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball. He is making, and then actually, the game-saving stop he made is when the halfback from Baylor dove into the touchdown, or dove to the end zone rather, to tie the score up in overtime. And you saw Travis Hunter put that shoulder right on that football and pop that ball out game time. And by the way, also had like 150 some yards in a touchdown on the other side of the field. So you see Travis Hunter like becoming like, I don't know if you guys played, college football back in the day, like 2010, 2011. And like one player, when they just get like hot, they just control the whole game. And that's what Travis Hunter has become. That's a big difference I see, because last year he was battling injury. So you can see flashes of him being great, but he just couldn't quite get right. Secondarily, now they don't have a big scat back like Dylan Edwards, and we see it in Kansas State. He's over there doing a phenomenal job. But the problem was last year, Colorado couldn't really get him going because he's not a A-gap, B-gap runner. You got to kind of wiggle him out to the side and let him play make. So this year, you got a guy like Dylan Hayden and forget the other gentleman's name. So Colorado can kind of power run a little bit better this year. It's one of the things I see that's different. Jimmy Horn Jr. is just playing on a different level this year, and with it's the other receivers. It's not Weaver. Weaver got drafted. I forget the other one's name. So that they have, to me, an overall stronger receiver core. Now with Shilo being hurt, obviously the safety room is not as effective. But I would say a noticeable difference is the whole cornerback core is a lot better. Because if you remember last year, man, they used to get gashed a lot with deep balls and deep crossing routes. And they're able to kind of put a stop. And I remember in particular, I think they played Stanford. And one of the kids, number 36, man, he just kept getting picked on the whole game. And that's some shit you don't really see at the Division I level. So they've kind of shored that up a little bit. Again, they're still a little light in the ass, in the front four. But and you see Warren Sapp is coaching those guys up. So, it takes time with the hog mollies or whatever. But so yeah, I do see that linebacker play still needs some So i.e. the run support needs a little help. But those are two areas I see as the big changes from last year, which, I do see as progression.
Um, Good call on that. Because I mean, I like what I'm seeing from Colorado. Obviously, we was going to get into Shedeur, but we're going to talk about Shilo. Obviously he's been out. You talked about you wanted to speak about him. What's your thoughts on that injury that he suffered? A lot of people feel like he could be making a return. I think we're going to see him in the NFL. What have you heard about that?
Well, Shilo, to me, he's a glue guy, in my opinion. Like, not a lot of crazy individual talent per se, but as a 6-year senior, he's a dude who he knows what he's doing. He knows how to get guys around him up. Of course, he can lay the hat. Being the CEO of the Headache Gang, as they call themselves back there, same thing they call themselves at Jackson State. He's just a guy. He's an everyday guy. Like, what Shiloh's gonna bring. You know what you're gonna get out of him. He's gonna come with his work helmet on every day. And those are like paramount to have those kind of guys. I think he projects out to maybe be like a 4th, 5th rounder. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, you want your heart and soul out there on the field at all times. So hopefully in the next few weeks, he can get back out there. But you don't want to rush him back, man, because you got a whole life to live outside this football season, apparently. Obviously, rather. So, I'm looking forward to him coming back and just, again, helping with the morale, because it seems like that secondary is starting to kind of get it together now. That they're starting to gel a little bit. So to have him back there again as, basically, the de facto, head coach of the defense, that's definitely going to be invaluable to get him back out there.
Yeah, good call on that. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders, he had a hell of a play. That was a crazy Hail Mary to Wester. What's your thoughts on the evolution of Shedeur? Obviously, you've been following him before Jackson State till he got to Jackson State. What's going on to the progression of his game to where we've seen it against Baylor, where he was just electric? I don't think you could tell me a better player, college quarterback, that game. I'm telling you, there's no question. What's your thoughts on Shedeur up to this point?
Shedeur has come a long way, man. I remember watching him back, Jackson, his true freshman year in 2021, having some accuracy issues, having a little happy feet, i.e. not going through his progressions, which you would expect that out of a freshman. Him being a 3-star kid, I think he originally committed to FAU, Florida Atlantic University, for those who don't know the acronym. Again, year one, happy feet, kind of settled into his stuff, won a lot of games that first year. Lost an unfortunate game against South Carolina State in the Heritage Bowl, which is the black college championship, basically. Come back year 2 with Travis Hunter, coming to Jackson, and being a hell of a damn WR1, and just kind of settled into going through his progressions. Seeing the whole field, going through reads 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going. Probably not dependent enough on the dumping down to his tight end. As we know by now, Shedeur is a big play guy. He likes to look downfield for the big play, which may be a little bit, to his detriment going forward. But with time, I'm sure he'll find that healthy balance. So to watch him go to a way more dynamic player year 2, losing against North Carolina Central in the same game, the Heritage Bowl, and they left a nasty taste in a lot of SWAC fans' mouths. So he goes over last year to Colorado, as we all know, and was just putting up gaudy, crazy numbers, almost in the Heisman discussion. Obviously, a lot of games did not go well, and it's by virtue of the line collapsing very swiftly. But I think if I'm just being honest, Shedeur has to learn how to take the short money too. So I think last year he struggled mightily with stop looking at, if your O-line is not producing, then you need to get rid of your first check down, man, to make the defense respect the fact that you're willing to go short. I think that was a big challenge for him. overall. So now here we are, year 4. The progression I've seen of him now is he has a better line, like I led in with, but he also has he's learned a very good escape little pattern. And I wonder if with film, with college coaches start to kind of adapt to it. But he has this little thing where he'll drop because like Jordan Seaton said this as well. He's like, damn, if they want to drop back 48 times, then shit, let's do it. Meaning that, again, there's no quick stuff coming out. There's a lot of drop back, 3-5 step drops. So you got to hold your block a lot longer. So, but Shedeur has a thing where he'll turn to his left and then create more space and time and still looking upfield. And he's gotten better at that. And also, it seems that he likes playing from behind, and he's very much reveling in clutch time. So I think that's what we're kind of seeing the Shedeur. I still think you need to get the ball out quicker. Tom Brady being one of his mentors. Tom Brady has this thing, that ball coming out in like 1.2 seconds. It's coming out quick. Shedeur likes to hold that thing a little bit. So he's gotten better with that. But again, from year 1 with the happy feet to year 4, now that he is definitely going through all his progressions, looking upfield, looking to move the pylon. That's the biggest difference I've seen from where he started in 2021 to where he is now.
Right, that's a good analogy. Everything that you said was great. What's going on with the Dallas Cowboys? Dak Prescott was seen in the tunnel after they lost to the Ravens. They was telling everybody to jump off if they want to, this, that, and the third. What the hell is going on?
I mean, the Cowboys, they always got these little catchphrases and taglines and sayings. Like I'm sick of that shit, to be honest with you. Being a lifelong Cowboy fan, I'm 40. I'll be 41 in like 2 months. I'm just sick of hearing that shit. You say jump off the bandwagon. Cowboys are the most popular team in the world, not the United States, not the Northern Hemisphere, the world. The most valuable team in the world over Real Madrid, the Yankees, FC Barcelona, the most famous, most valuable team in the world. So this bandwagon shit, whatever, man. What I want to see is product. I want to see Dallas be able to have a culture where you can lead a football game from beginning to end against good football teams. Now, I give my team credit of fighting back, only losing by 3. That's cool. But it's like we always do this shit. If you look at the playoff games we played, man, it's like we can't get going until we down like 2 scores. Then we settle in, which means we're not disciplined enough to understand the assignment and get on people early and often. So, in that same playoff little aura or residue, it seems to always play out when we play against bigger teams. We've seen against the 49ers a year ago, same shit. Against the Chiefs 2 years ago, same shit. Like we just have this thing where everybody wants to talk and huff their chest out. Micah Parsons too. It's just like, I mean, just go out there and deliver, man. You know what's funny? When I watch a team like the Chiefs, they never have no damn quotables. None of their players got these sayings that they say. Who knows what the hell Pat Mahomes we got to say? He go out there and goddamn produce, man. So I'm sick of the talking. I'm sick of Jerry Jones talking. Just go out there and produce, man.
Right. Yeah, I understand where you come from. Michael Parsons is crazy you said his name because he just came out in defense of Dak Prescott. Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh yeah, well, basically he kind of was rolling with Dak. Could you blame him at this point? There was a lot of speculation with Dak Prescott's future prior to the season. What do you think it was coincidental that he got the bag game 1 and there was all this big shock and stuff? Do you think and then the way they lose, and we'll get to that later, but what was all that situation with them giving him the bag game 1? I mean, do you think the Cowboys needed all that? They shouldn't have wrapped that up somewhere in the off season. What's your thoughts?
Well, one thing about the Cowboys is they like to dominate headlines. I think it's more than understood. Shout out to Bartran. Good to see you, bro. The Cowboys are so much into pageantry, man, and this is what we do. We like the storyline at the 12th hour to make people talk about the brand, because at the end of the day, I'm not mad at Jerry for that, because people don't understand. Well, people know, but they seem to conveniently forget that this is a business. So Jerry's learned long ago how to dominate headlines. He's long ago learned how to basically create narratives. So yeah, you do it right before the game, and now it's this big buzz, and you go into the win, beating Cleveland Browns. Yeah, it's cool. To your point, is that a little over the top? You could have done it the week before, the week before, the week before. Yeah, of course you could have. But that's what Jerry does, though. It's kind of like people like social media content creators when they release their content and their videos. It's the same shit. So that's what Jerry Jones has mastered decades ago. So yeah, I mean, it gets a little old for a lifelong Cowboy fan like myself, because it's coming. Like, dog, just handle business. Like, sometimes I wish that they would handle business a little more like Bob Kraft and how well, I can't think of the doggone name, Coach Belichick used to do. Just quiet, just subtle, and everybody knows within that foxhole what expectation is. I wish the Cowboys were a little more like that. But when you keep hiring these coaches who just down for the ride, like your boy Mike McCarthy, and then before him Jason Garrett, and then before him Wade Phillips, like it's just yes men. So when you bring in yes men, guess what you're gonna get? Yes men results. In my opinion, the coach that we should have kept was goddamn Bill Parcells, man. It's just, but him, oil and water don't mix. So him and Jerry, it just wasn't gonna work out. But Jerry needs a cat like that, because all Jerry knows is like being P.T. Barnum. Like he's the ringmaster. He's the dude that's gonna bring the eyes to it, and he just cannot understand that, bro. You've been doing this shit for 30 years, and you've not been yielding any results with it, man. Like less is more, man.
Yeah, that's key, man. You're right about that. Less is more. We gotta see what happens, man. The Cowboys, they really can't afford to lose another game. Do you think that the sky is falling? Are you in panic mode as a lifelong Cowboys fan? You have the exclusive podcast, Hoop Jargon. It's crazy. You're in season 4. Well, are y'all? Is the sky falling? That's what I ask.
No, because the reality is this. We playing the Giants next week. That's the first and foremost.
Oh, don't sleep now. You see what's going on with Malik Neighbors. He out there snatching shit out of thin air. You see what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, we playing the Giants next week. So in 2 days, rather. So yeah.
Jones ain't bullshitting this season though.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so we playing the Giants. So the grass is always greener there. But no, like football is I say this on my podcast all the time. And I heard Shady McCoy say this on the faculty yesterday. Football is a series of mini seasons, meaning there are 4 mini seasons within a football season. So the way you have to see it is you got to have more winning seasons than losing seasons. So right now we're 1-2 in our little 4-game mini season. So the way I see it, we win this next game, we're 2-2 in the mini season. Now we start off 0-0 from games 5 to 9, so on and so forth. So when you look at it that way, unless you have like a world beater of a division, which we don't have in NFC East, just take your time. Like, because I mean, the storylines right now, every loss feels more than what it is. Every win feels more important than what it is. But ultimately, you got 17 weeks to deal with. So I mean, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Baltimore was 0-2 before they beat us last week. If they lost to us Sunday, their season wouldn't be over. They still got a lot of football to play. So I think when you put things in proper perspective, yeah, it feels that way because we're the Cowboys. Every loss feels like the season over. But in reality, nah, man, we got a whole bunch more football to play, man. And we got the Giants next week.
I'm there with you. What's going on with the connection with Deion Sanders, the Sanders family, and the Cowboys? Because you got everybody speaking on it, from Michael Irvin to Cameron to everybody on ESPN, Fox. Where's all this shit coming from?
With the Deion Sanders and Cowboy connection?
Yes, and Shedeur.
Yeah, because the obvious, Jerry Jones and Deion relationship, the obvious, not so unknown unrest that Cowboy Nation has with Coach McCarthy. I gotta say, watching Coach Prime coach for 4 years, I I don't have a lot of confidence in him coming in and being a better coach. To be frank with you, Coach Prime has a lot of shit to work on. His game management. Oh my God, he got to work on that so bad, man. Situational awareness, he got to work on that. His mix of run and pass, like Colorado is super duper pass heavy, man. And that produces problems for them because I don't know if it's because he highlighting his boy or he just got so much confidence that, well, let me take a step back. If we're evaluating the roster, they're most talented at wideout. So, I mean, obviously you want to throw the ball to your goddamn guys. So let me just be realistic there. But there's a lot of questions to the things that Deion does. He's already stated he does not want to coach at the NFL level because he said it's hard enough getting guys to get in line. He's not trying to deal with no dudes who make more money than him. And I feel him on that. But as we know, money talks, and he's an ego-driven guy. Bravado talks, and things could change. But the talks, yeah, for the natural connection. I mean, Deion being mostly, I mean, he's from Florida, but he grew his kids up in Dallas. You know, having that shit at was it Trinity or whatever school they had him through, and then he was over Prime Prep. Like Deion got like extremely deep roots in Dallas. So it seems like a natural connection. And Shedeur, coming out of, being a Dallas raised kid himself, playing for the Cowboys, which I would love to see personally. Not to say I just want to throw Dak Prescott out the window per se, but it's just like, I mean, we got to kind of figure out what we're trying to do. But yeah, I think that those natural roots sparked the conversation. And yeah, I mean, and especially with the Dallas Cowboys struggling, or at least perceivedly so, you're always going to be looking, where the grass is greener at. So as it stands right now, I would say more so last year before they started losing, it definitely was a louder conversation. But, Colorado's pretty consistent, man. 3-1 right now at the end of the day. You're going to keep seeing that, especially if Colorado keeps that success up.
I'm there with you. I know you still following JSU, right?
A little bit, yeah.
What do you would say the state of JSU and the relationship with Deion Sanders? How's the fan base, the school? What's their thoughts on Coach Prime Deion Sanders?
Well, first I'm gonna say I don't give a damn about Jackson State. I went to Prairie View A&M University, same conference. Shout out to PV. So I state that every time I do a show. I state that every time I'm on the panel because I'm not. Even though I cover Jackson State a lot, I'm a Prairie View A&M Panther. Yeah, that's where hoop jogging is at. But as far as what I see with JSU fans feel about Prime, they are very. I'm gonna just be real, very unappreciative of what he gave them. If you look up what Jackson State did before Coach Prime showed up, it was about a span of about 11 years of just mediocrity. And if you guys don't know, Jackson State is a blue blood in the SWAC. My school, Prairie View, not so much. Jackson State, I gotta give them their card, man. Their people show up. They support the hell out their program. Now, some people say because ain't nothing else to do in Jackson, Mississippi, but go to a Jackson State game at the vet. Be that as it may, when you talk about the SWAC, you talking about Grambling, Southern, Jackson, and now FAMU. Those are the big four in the SWAC. Those are the halves of the SWAC. And they were horrible, going through coach after coach after coach, losing. Prime coming there, Now listen, Prime gonna come in like a evangelist. He gonna give you ability. He gonna tell you everything's good in the hood. He gonna tell you everything that you want to hear as a sports fan. And he came in and listen, man, he delivered. He gave y'all 2 SWAC championships. He did lose the celebration. I'm sorry, he lost the Heritage Bowl twice. It was a Celebration Bowl, 1 or 2. He lost the championship twice. 1 to South Carolina State, 1 to North Carolina Central. So that's the big game. He lost that, but he did win 2 SWAC championships. And in the COVID year, Jackson went 3-3, I think 4-3, something like that. And that's when Alabama A&M were the SWAC champions with Coach Maynard. But anyway, to answer your question fully, from what Prime came and did, gave y'all 2 SWAC championships. They act as if he did nothing because he left him at the altar. When he burnt off and told him he going to Colorado, said he's, and I think the word that really pissed people off is he said he elevated. And I think a lot of SWAC fans struggle with reality. Reality is Colorado every day, twice on Sunday, is a upgrade job from Jackson State University. I'm sorry. It just is. Colorado State is a hell of an upgrade from Jackson State University. Let's keep going. What's another school in that region? Northern Colorado is a upgrade from Jackson State University. Not only from a standpoint of just personal school notoriety, but like the budget. Like to go get people, you need money. So that Colorado job is infinitesimal. I'm using my Dex vocabulary today. It's infinitesimal, the upgrade. So with all that being said, Jackson fans it doesn't matter what reality is. The way they see it is Coach Prime left them at the altar because Coach Prime was supposed to deliver them to the next level. In reality is, man, the SWAC been around for a long time, I think since 1920, if I'm not mistaken. Brother, like it's a ceiling on it, man. Doug Williams, the hired, rehired, fired, Super Bowl champion, going back to Grambling like 3 times as a coach, got fired 3 times. It's just a shelf life you got the SWAC, man. You're not going to pull the SWAC out of the SWAC because, and the reason why is the SWAC don't want to lead the SWAC. And by what I mean by that is they are, as quiet as kept, most SWAC fans and governing bodies are content being where they are. They just like to talk about elevating. They want to talk about moving up, but they don't want to actually want to do it. How do I know this? Because when you start talking about expansion programs, and I watch these little inner workings of SWAC groups, they don't really want to get no ball rolling because they like tradition, which is nothing wrong with that, man. The SWAC tradition is a hell of a tradition, especially from the South. But the problem is it's small scale. And you're never gonna elevate past that if you just want to keep it that way. So it's a double-edged sword. So Prime come in talking that good game, talking about Jesus, talking about the Lord. He got everybody on board real tough. And the problem is when you leave, people gonna feel some type of way. Unless they boot you out. Let's say Prime had a horrible year, they'd have booed him with no problem. They would have disavowed themselves from Prime, no issue. But he left on top. Dog, that's never gonna fly in the SWAC circus because the way they view it is you're saying that we're not good enough. And reality is, Hoop Dog can tell you this as a former SWAC athlete, you're not. Coach Prime did y'all a solid, man, for 3 years. He did y'all a solid. He let Travis Hunter play with your uniform on. He let Isaiah Bolden, 7th-round draft pick to the Patriots 2 years ago, play with your uniform on. And he let my man's from the Lions. Well, I can't think his name right now. He plays defensive end for the Lions. James Houston. You've seen NFL talent, obvious NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. You may have heard him. Shedeur Sanders played with a Jackson State uniform on as well as Shilo. Like y'all seen something that you're not gonna see again, man. Appreciate it and move on. And I think that to land the plane on the whole premise, SWAC fans have not really moved on because they moved on from the fact that they don't talk about him like that. But if you ever bring his name up, it's like a jaded ex. Why y'all talking about him? Why y'all talking about him? Why y'all talking about Prime? because they still a snake bitten by that fact. And I think that's the biggest thing that JSU fans just can't let go. And the fact that they can't appreciate that man gave y'all charity, man. He came in and gave y'all an experience that you won't see again in your lifetime. Hoop Jog can tell you first, man.
Yeah, good call on that, man, because I get what you're saying, because when I do talk to a lot of JSU supporters, I kind of feel those remnants, like maybe they haven't been able to turn the page because, they felt like he left on a sour note, but I mean, it's messed up. Was there any better way to do it? I mean, he did upgrade the facilities. Last time I checked, they didn't rip those down, did they?
No, they still benefit the votes because he used his Walmart Connect to get a new practice.
Would they have been there if he wasn't there? No matter what Connect he used, would any of these facilities been present if Coach Prime wasn't the coach at Jackson State?
Excuse my French. Hell the fuck no.
Okay.
They only got none of that. They only got none of that stuff. So I just don't understand. So again, man, as a SWAC guy, I don't understand the logic of SWAC people, because everything's good when it's good, but then when it goes bad, everybody tends to dump on you. I'll make it personal. Like my school, Prairie View, man. Like our coach is Bubba McDowell, who played for Houston Oilers. Like a famed safety for Houston Oilers. This man spent 10 years in the program as assistant coach. Last year, one game away from SWAC championship. The year before that, went to the SWAC championship. We lost. This year we lost to Texas Southern to start off. We got a good win against Northwestern State, and then we just lost to Southern last week. People want Bubba McDowell gone. I'm like, you some ungrateful bastards, man. But that's the nature of the beast, man. 2 years ago, Bubba riding high. First year, goes to the SWAC championship. 2 years downfield, last year, if we beat Valley, we'd have went back to the SWAC championship, but we lost that game. That's a big game to drop. And now we're like 1-2 to start the season off, and people want off with his head. That's the nature. So when Prime said, like, you got to leave when it's your time, because that's the nature of the game. Again, I said Doug Williams is the most famous name in Grambling football history, not named Eddie Robinson. Doug Williams. We talking about Washington Redskins, Doug Williams. First black Super Bowl champion, Doug Williams. This man that got fired 3 times from Grambling. Maybe it was 2 or 3 times he didn't got fired. He went back and won a championship with his son, DJ. I want to say this 2010-ish, somewhere around there, 2011-ish. Like, man, hey, the SWAC ain't got no love for you, man, if you ain't producing, man. So Eric Dooley, another big name in the SWAC. Eric Dooley, he's coaching at, I think, Grambling this year. Grambling's doing very well, by the way. He was at Prairie View right before Bubba. He went to the SWAC championship game and lost. Prairie View alum wanted his head. I'm like, what are y'all talking about, man? Getting to the SWAC championship is one win away from the season goal. When every coach go into the damn foxhole, they go on the board and put goals for the year. SWAC championship is number 1. Everything else falls in line after. This man reached the top of the goal board, and they want off with his head, man. Again, that's the nature of the beast. And it's interesting to observe, having been a coach also at the SWAC level, because I know how petty these conversations go amongst alum, been a player, and now been a fan. It's very interesting to observe.
Yeah. Shout out All Access Dex in the chat. He says, did Coach Prime leave JSU in a better state than he found it?
Excuse my French again. Hell the fuck yes. Like, what are we talking about? He had national contracts with Jackson State when, originally speaking, nobody give a damn about no damn Jackson State outside of Jackson, Mississippi like that. Getting these national sponsorships, rather, that's the word I was trying to use, sponsorships. Getting all this national attention. Like the Home Depot game of the week thing from college football, whatever, with all those big names, feature Jackson State as the game of the week, man, on ESPN. What are we talking about? Has Jackson State been back to the game of the week since? Absolutely freaking not. And I'm glad people getting to see over the course of two seasons now. And TC Taylor, man, good coach. Prime gave him the heads up. The athletic director, Ashley Robinson, great guy. I know Ashley from Prairie View, great guy. But listen, man, Prime was the ship. I'm sorry, he was the wave that rose all them damn boats, man. Let's be for real. It kind of reminds me of people who don't want to acknowledge that Caitlin Clark is like the linchpin of the success overall of the WNBA. Listen, man, Asia Wilson is the best female hooper on this planet. Don't get it twisted. But hey, man, how my boy say, ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody come to watch no damn Asia Wilson, man. They come to watch goddamn Caitlin Clark.
Well, I don't mean to cut you off. I hear what you're saying. Asia Wilson is the best female basketball player in the world. You know, I understand Caitlin. She's a hell of a playmaker, all that good shit. But pound for pound, Asia Wilson is the best player in the world. I don't see anybody better than her. Or maybe you could tell me, but you let me know.
No, you saying exactly what I said. She's the best player on this planet. But the thing is, nobody's coming to watch her play on her own merit. Nobody gives a damn. They want to watch Caitlin Clark because the storyline she come with. So that is what I'm juxtaposing Coach Prime with. Coach Prime ain't the best coach in the SWAC, but he has an aura that he brings that nobody else can bring. So to answer Deck's question, did he leave it better than he did? Absolutely. So let's say Caitlin Clark get traded, tomorrow, and she go play with somebody else. Or let's say I'm not playing W no more. I'm going to the overseas Euro League. Would you say she left the Indiana Fever better than she found it? No. Better question. Do you think she left the WNBA better than she found it? The WNBA as a whole entity.
Of course. I mean, like I said, Indiana, if she left Indiana, could you say she left Indiana in a better state? I think that's a tough situation to say, man, because it's still the same league. I think with Coach Prime, the SWAC and all that good stuff, it's almost like his own little bubble, and Prime went to CU, I mean, you just got to see the dynamics, in between, I don't know, man. Like
I'm gonna help you out, Flight.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm making an analogy. So when Coach Prime came to the SWAC, he had all these guys who either had NFL ties or above as far as playing and coaching to consider taking NFL jobs. He had Hugh Jackson come to Grambling, Eddie George go to Tennessee State, Bubba McDowell. Now he was already in the Prairie View system. Now that's kind of they don't really count. Eddie Barlow went to Alabama State. So you had dudes who probably wouldn't consider Eddie Robinson going to Alabama State. So 3 of those dudes were dudes who wouldn't really consider taking no SWAC job, or like I know that Tennessee State is they actually in the Ohio Valley Conference, but they're HBCU. So you got dudes taking jobs they would not normally consider at all. One, the attendance record. Go look at when Coach Prime had them at the vet and where it is now. Ain't close. Media coverage ain't close. So that's what I mean, that the wave rises all the boats. So let's juxtapose that to what Caitlin Clark has done with the attendance for the WNBA period, but let's say specifically with the Indiana Fever. Their shit went up 300% in attendance, bro. 300%. So if you look at the effect that is had everywhere in these arenas they went to, these teams were getting bigger arenas to play in to facilitate Caitlin Clark people watching the game. So, I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So that's why I'm making the comparison, man. When you start making concessions for a player or a entity because they just that magnanimous, you gotta admit the fact. So I'm not again saying that Caitlin Clark's the best player. I'm just saying her aura is so big that you galvanize the whole thing. Same thing with Prime. He ain't the best coach, but his aura is bigger than the thing. And you're going to bring more bodies to it than someone else with more talent per se. And that's what the analogy is about.
Yeah, good call. It's gonna be all right, man. I think everybody gonna move on. You know, everybody has to move on. Deion Sanders is knee deep in the situation. What do you think about people that think Deion possibly could be leaving CU? You know, because things may have not been going well. Clearly, you know, with this last game, you haven't heard much of it, but it seemed like people was having a field day with that situation. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean,
Or him just leaving, period. Not for the Cowboys, just getting the hell away from CU. You know, when all his kids leave and
yeah, I mean,
Travis.
yeah. So it goes back to the fool me once theory, because the way I mean to be fair to Jackson State fans, the way he was talking, because there were rumors that he would go to TCU after the first year, and he was saying, "I'm not going nowhere."
And I don't mean to cut you off, Hoop John. I think if Coach Prime would have left and went to TCU is crazy, but if he would have went to like another HBCU team, I think the blow would have been less severe. I don't think people would have been that upset. Maybe Jackson State, but I think people, hey, he's still staying within, you know, the HBCU SWAC situation. You know, I think people would have still respected that. What do you think about that?
Him going anywhere else would have been a lateral or a lower move.
Okay.
Only way you, because
what if
there's
he would
no
have went there and rebuilt another school?
Huh?
What if he would have went to, let's say he would have went to Prairie View and rebuilt that facility and did this and that. And now look what he did. He just rebuilt 2 schools and Lord knows he brought Ed Reed in. Let's say that shit didn't blow up. You know, now before you know it, Coach Prime out here really wheeling and dealing out here for HBCUs. You know, people could be upset, but at the end of the day, if he would have revolutionized 2 schools, you know, what you think about that?
I got 2 answers for that.
What's
One,
that?
he'd be a dumb motherfucker to do that. Because why are you taking on passion projects? You're supposed to be a head football coach, man, looking to excel. Because I'm not trying to be funny, man. Every coach is looking to win and go further up. Nobody's looking to win just for the sake of winning and let me go fix another place. You know when you go fix another place, Flight? When you ain't got no goddamn options.
Right.
That's when you go fix another place up. When you look around, the offers ain't looking good. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go prove myself again, because that's a dangerous thing to do, to go fix some other school up. Second wise, why that'd be idiotic, because all it is, the goalpost moves with malcontent people. You go, let's just play it your way. He go fix up Prairie View. He leaves and goes to Colorado. Oh, well, you still left, man. You should have came and fixed another school. Then it turns to like that Jesus complex where you expect him to go fix everybody's school. No, there's never an end to that well. The water never gets to the end never gets to the bottom. So why even entertain that? I would expect Coach Prime to do again what every other coach would do. You don't take passion projects if you have options. You go to the best option that's best for your family, best for you financially, and best for your personal growth and development. You don't go just saving programs. They don't make no sense. These programs are multi-million-dollar entities. That's their job to fix, not yours. Because guess what? You go to Prairie View and guess what? You suck. Then what? You can't get a job nowhere else then.
You got a good point there, Hoop Dragon. We're gonna find out, you know, what's going on with our Coach Prime and see how serious he's gonna stand on what he said, you know, by really, you know, staying put there. We're gonna get into it. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports because we're gonna be breaking news, you know, on that situation, because I got something coming for the people later. You do not want to miss it. So it's gonna be intriguing. How devastating would it be if the Cowboys lost, to the Giants? What do you think about that? I mean, seriously, how devastating? It couldn't happen.
Yeah, I probably be on.
You starting to look over the Giants. That's how people lose.
I probably be on suicide watch if we lose to the Giants, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
So what if it's an event where I'm just hypothetically speaking? I don't believe it's gonna get this bad, But what if it's a situation where the Cowboys are in position to draft one of these top quarterbacks? Do you think what if Shedeur is on the clock? They got him right there. What are the boys gonna do? Are they gonna pull a Johnny Manziel and say, "No, he was too good. Well, he was good, but we moved him different." Or what do you think they're gonna do?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say if we can get a chance to get Travis Hunter, I want Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
he just like that, man. I'm sorry.
You think that's crazy? People gonna be tanking for him, huh?
Man,
is he going number one?
I would take Travis Hunter number 1, number 0, number whatever. Like if I could get him right now, that kid is just special. He's somebody that you won't see again. You won't see another Travis Hunter. A lockdown defender and an elite wide receiver. An elite wide receiver, elite route runner, high pointer, yard at the catch guy, elite. And also elite on the other side of football. So I mean, listen, as much as I like Shedeur, as long as Travis available, I don't give a damn. We'll put Travis at quarterback. Shit, I don't know. We run Wildcat all game long. I don't know. That's what I would be doing personally. But to your point, now if we got that bad, well, we're in the talks of drafting Shedeur because I think he'll be a first rounder. If we got that bad, I would consider, man, draft day trade for Dak Prescott. I'm sure somebody would pay for his service because Dak Prescott a damn good quarterback. But just, since we're dealing in hypotheticals, if it was that bad off, I would entertain it, to be frank with you. Because we were at this point, we have seen, 9 years of Dak? 8, 9 years? Yeah, I'd be cool with moving forward if we were in that bad position and Shedeur was on the board. I would entertain that personally.
Right. So I would entertain that. But that's going to be crazy as well. Okay, who's going to go number 1 now? Is it going to be somebody from CU? I mean, who goes first? Is it going to be Shedeur? Would he go before Travis?
Travis Hunter would be a top 3 pick. Yeah, y'all put that.
No, that's a fact. But is Shedeur going to be the top quarterback pick? Do you think that game that he just played? Because they talking about all these other quarterbacks as well. You hear about Ewers and all of these other guys. What Shedeur? I'm hearing other quarterbacks before Shedeur though.
Well, you got Milrow up there, and you got Quinn Ewers. What's the other dude name? Let me see. Let me do a little cheating real quick. All right. So you got. Okay. Man, I'm sorry. Sorry for the delay, guys.
No, you good.
Pull my cheat sheet out a little bit. Okay. So, I don't know why I'm drawing a name. Oh yeah. Carson Beck is up there. Damn, there's somebody else I'm missing. Somebody on the damn West Coast I'm missing. All right, okay. So we're looking at Carson Beck is up there. Shedeur is up there. Quinn Ewers up there, like you just mentioned. Riley Leonard from Notre Dame's up there. Connor Wigman from
Cam from Miami.
Yeah, what's old buddy name from Miami? Black dude.
What's his name? The black dude from Miami.
You said Cam.
Yeah, I forgot his last name. I watched him play the last week. He had a really good game. But yeah, I mean, Shedeur top 5 in that group. That's for sure. Cam Ward, that's his name. Cam Ward. I just don't trust. See, I'm a UT fan. I don't trust Quinn Ewers. I think whoever takes him is probably going to regret that. Just too small. So, Shedeur is top 3 to 5 quarterback prospect for this draft. Yeah. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Now, I don't think he'll go the top pick because they got some good
skill players.
A lot of good skill players. Good lineman, too. One I like from Texas, Kelvin Banks Jr. He going to be really good. So, yeah, I don't think Shedeur is going to be a top 5 or 10 pick. I think he'll probably go around 15.
You think so?
Yeah.
What if he continues this play?
Huh?
What if he continues this play?
Yeah, I was about to say, unless he just rips it up, because, recency bias is a real thing. So, yeah, if he just start, ripping it up and then, anything's possible. I don't care how bad Travis on the play from here on in. That dude going to be a top 3 pick regardless.
You're right about that. A lot of people believe that Travis' game may not translate, to the NFL. What's your thoughts on that?
If I don't see on any level how he won't, because he's 6'1", about 190 pounds. He can play elite on both levels.
In the NFL?
Yeah. 6'1" corner, that's a pretty big corner. These cornerbacks be like 5'8". 6'1", athletic as hell. He can high point the ball, tall. Well, he's long. And at a receiver, to put this in context, Odell Beckham Jr. is like 5'9". So at 6'1", hell yeah, he big enough. He good enough.
Yeah. He's an Odell Beckham Jr. He said he's 5'9".
6 foot. Like you can, that 6'1" is about that size. Now 6'3" is
he's 5'11".
Huh?
He's 5'11".
Who that?
OBJ.
5'11". So again, we talking about 2 more inches. Long. Arguably more athletic than OBJ.
You're right
play both
about
sides. Like,
you don't think they're gonna be waiting on him?
Huh?
You don't think some of these receivers and corners gonna be waiting on him?
Of course they're gonna be waiting on them. They better. But they only makes you better. Like nobody paying you nothing. You come in there. You
think he can guard Tyreek Hill?
He can guard whoever you put in front of him, man.
All right, cool. So how about this? If there's any event that something happened with Travis where he doesn't play, both ends, where more than likely he is, we all know that. Where do you think that he should be favored if it has to be one?
Yeah, and that's the ultimate question. Like, where is he most suited? Obviously, from a longevity standpoint, you would want to put him at corner. Watching him for like 3 years now, I would probably primarily put him at receiver. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Flight. When he first came in Jackson, like I was kind of skeptical about what they were saying about him being he playing every down and all this goofy shit. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that sounds nice. Because we never seen it. We seen Deion moonlight playing receiver, right? We seen Cordell Stewart moonlight with other positions, but like you didn't just see it consistently, right? And I gotta say, after watching that first year playing in that Celebration Bowl, he had 2 touchdowns, 2 of them late, 1 in overtime. I was like, man, this dude right here, and this is in the SWAC. And this is back when nobody want to give him respect because it's the SWAC. I'm like, dog, that dude generational. And last year just, kind of crystallized it. And this year is just like, it's just blatantly obvious now. But yeah, man, I seen him have bigger plays. It's hard to say because, man, against TCU last year, man, he played his ass off on defensively. But I'm gonna go overall. I seen him like where you can rely on him like every other snap to go his way. So I'm gonna go receiver. I'm gonna go receiver.
Yeah. This guy, my man Dex, he says the wide receivers get the bag.
Absolutely.
So obviously, if he would have a choice in Travis, don't you think that's what he would want?
Yeah. You're gonna get paid more being a wideout for sure. I'm just saying longevity wise, you can play cornerback forever. I mean, that's slides just safety too slow. But I would definitely, if it were me and my team and what I wanted him to impact me most, definitely wide out. Because as we know, the game is set up for pass heavy offenses to thrive in the NFL. So I would definitely want him on that side of football.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. So like I said, we're gonna see what's going on with Colorado and stuff like the Cowboys. What do you see Colorado finishing this season? Is it a bowl game? What's the end goal, and how do you think this is gonna end?
That's a great question, man. Let me look at this schedule real quick.
Because they only lost to Nebraska.
Before I even look at the schedule, I think realistically, a year 2 program, 6-7 games should be expectation. But let me look to see if maybe they can surpass that because they already had 3 wins. And that's why I told people last year, man. I'm like, dog, stop gassing them up too much. Like, I mean, I'm a big Coach Prime supporter, so I'm down with. I'm a ride regardless. But when you over project, man, you leave up so much failure, man. It's like, dog, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, man. Just be fair. Just be honest with your evaluation. Just be fair and honest. I can't find a schedule. H-E-U-L-E. It's tough trying to find this shit on the fly, man. ESPN.
I got you. It's Dex to see you Buffs going.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's FS. I mean, they're going to Florida.
Yeah, Central Florida. Central Florida, at Central Florida, that's going to be an L. Kansas State. So? Yeah, Central Florida is a good program.
They got a good running back, right?
Yeah, Central Florida's being in the discussion for like national champs every year. Be running through the Big 12. Well, not the Big 12, whatever conference they was in at first. On the road, I don't see Colorado winning on the road, but let's see. So, Kansas State, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see them potentially stacking 5 more wins on top of it. So I'm gonna go a conservative 7 games, which would make them bowl eligible. So 7 games bowl eligible.
Yeah. No, I think that'll be a solid season. I know last year prior to the end, Coach Prime was promising a bowl game, this upcoming year. So I hope that they can get there, because it's just been a mess, otherwise. But we'll see, man. Deion Sanders, there's going to be a lot more content, news updates, and more on him. Let everybody know what you got coming up, Hoop Jogger, man. What can the people expect from your channel?
Yeah, man, I'm going to put some more and I was supposed to go live today, but I just didn't feel like doing it with my guy, man. Putting some more I'm gonna do a little bit of WNBA content out there. I might link with the Pope, and his channel been taking off on that.
Yeah, shout out to the Pope.
Yeah, shout out to the Pope, man. His channel been taking off with WNBA content. So I may do a little bit of that. Obviously, every Cowboy game, Straight No Chaser Cowboys podcast, that's dropping. And thankfully, basketball is about to come back around the corner. So once the NBA season starts to warm back up, you definitely gonna see me heating up on the NBA content. Because I cover football, but I'm a basketball aficionado. I'm a casual with football. Sometimes a little better than casual, but somewhere around that range. Just being honest. But going forward, yeah, man. So just when the season about to come back around, I'm gonna be hard on my Lakers, man. I think the Lakers gonna be terrible this year. So expect some self-deprecation going on. But just me being honest. Like, if you guys don't know, if you couldn't tell in this last hour, man, I'm just gonna tell it. I'm gonna call it how I see it. I don't sugarcoat at all. I don't care what the sentiment is overall. I'm gonna tell you what I see, and I hope y'all appreciate the authenticity, man. So that's just how I rock over here, man.
Yeah, we definitely want to appreciate you, man. This won't be the last that you see a Hoop Jargon here at Flight Sports. We just getting started. We're going to have more news, lives, updates, and more on all various sports topics. We want to appreciate everybody for pulling up. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.